Hello everyone, welcome back to Zoe Plans. First of all, if you're watching this, that means you made it through the longest January of all time. So I want you to all get up. Come on, get up. I'll give you a few seconds. You all ready? Okay, now that's out the way. Happy February and happy in bulk yesterday for anyone who celebrated it. I hope you did have a good January, even if it was probably different to usual. I feel like didn't really do a great deal, but tried to keep myself going. And it was the first month I was able to get back into my Filofax. Woo! And really loving it so far. And I just thought I'd show you a quick walkthrough of January and show you what I've changed and what I'm enjoying. So thanks for joining me. So what's changed? All right, so firstly, I'll start here. These are my yearly calendars. The first one is my period tracker. And I wanted to show you how this is going to work because now it's actually filled in for a month. You can see what I've been doing. So here we have the day of my cycle. There's a little sort of empty square here for the moon cycles. And each day I just put in what day of my cycle it is. I highlight when I have my period in red, and then the rest of the text is just in black. These coloured sections here relate to, they relate to viewing your cycle as winter, spring, summer, autumn, which I learned about through this book here, Wild Power by Alexandra and Sjanie Hugo Wurlizter. I probably haven't said her name right, but a really lovely, interesting book. I think I might have mentioned this one before, about how to kind of relate to your cycle and kind of work with the flows and energies that you get with it. So here is just, for example, blue is winter, then it goes into spring, summer and autumn, and just kind of tracking down where you might think you are that month. So that's just what the highlighter is for. And then what I did last year is over the month I can kind of see trends in my own cycle, like when I'm really tired, when I get bad skin, when I'm unmotivated, but when I'm also super productive, and it's just kind of interesting to look back on, really. So that's the period tracker. And then at the top here, I just write down how many days my cycle was for that month. So this one was supposed to be originally a kind of a social media tracker, but very quickly I learned this was not going to really work for me anymore, because for my personal social media, I've actually massively pulled back in the last couple months. I just found it was getting a bit too much. I think with all the lockdowns, I've been spending more and more time on social media, and it's not really good for my mental health. So for my personal kind of life, I've actually pretty much come off of most social media, and I figured whatever I do with like this channel, that's just going to be quite easy to manage, because obviously I've only got like one channel and I don't need a whole calendar to kind of deal with this stuff when I'm just doing this for a bit of fun anyway. So what I decided was to turn this into basically a calorie and macros tracker. So I will give a disclaimer here, this is absolutely not in any way to try and control what I eat, or because I'm trying to achieve something particular, because I have struggled in the past with quite disordered eating. So this will be only filled in on the days where it's just from a monitoring and an observation purpose. So to be honest, because I am quite active, it's mostly used as a way for me to make sure I am actually eating enough calories, because I can often not really eat enough because I don't have a great appetite. So I can see here if like I am under eating. Big one for me as well is making sure I've got enough protein in my diet, because I'm trying to build more muscle. You know, the green and red isn't to be like, oh, good or bad. This is just like, oh, be aware, you know, these days I didn't quite get enough protein. And the little green ticks here, again, don't mean, oh, that was a good day. That just means I met all my macros to kind of build muscle. So that's what that is. And you can see here there are some blank days because I'm not going to be like super strict with this, and if I ever open this on a day where I know I'm coming from it in a slightly controlling way, then I won't do it at all that day. I'll just leave it because it's obviously very important for this to stay as a healthy aid and a tool rather than as a kind of a controlling mechanism. So that's what I've switched this calendar to. I've got the calories, deficit or surplus on the left, and then here I just show like what my macros have been that day. So yeah, that's that really. So next I have this little witchy calendar. This was just a sort of a black sheet of paper here. That's what the pattern came in. I think this was I found this on Pinterest by a lady called The Witchy Stuff, and I just printed it out and put it on this piece of card backing here. I just stuck it to this piece of card. So I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but I'm sort of, because it's black background, I've been ticking off as we go with like a silver gel pen. We've had, yeah, new moon, wolf moon, in bulk, and then it carries on throughout the year. And I just thought this was just quite nice to have to kind of break up the calendars, and it looks pretty. So next was my monthly. You'll see in a minute what I was going to do with this calendar and with the daily diary was I was going to keep this section as minimalist as possible and then have the diary section as colourful, and it's just turned out during the month that it's kind of been the opposite. So although it's quite simple, because obviously I'm not allowed out, I'm at home 23/7, I've not really done a lot to put in here, but what I have noted is all the working out that I've done. I've got the moon cycles here, and the purple bits are just sort of bits around the house, life and home admin. I also did a course this week, which I've kind of highlighted here. So this sort of corresponds to my Google Cal in terms of the colours. I don't know if the camera can pick up the yellow too well because it's very light, but I highlight my workouts in yellow, and what would be sort of having fun, going out, seeing friends would be in pink, and then all the home stuff is in purple. So yeah, pretty empty, but what I find with the highlighting and what I do in Google Cal, because I do use different colours in that as well, is I can see quite clearly when I do need a rest day, because if I've got a lot of yellow, I know that I need to sort of think about taking a day off. Because although like kind of having a walk and stuff is more like active recovery, I do know that it's quite beneficial some days to just literally do nothing, to just sit down in front of the TV with a cup of tea, speaking of. And just relax. So yes, and I've had a couple of sort of bills that I've reminded myself out here, and I've written them down on the side. I was supposed to have a haircut somewhere around here, but I just removed the sticker and crossed it out here because they're not allowed to open again yet. And yeah, that's been it for January. I've not actually decorated the February one yet because I forgot. But I've popped in the moon cycles and a little reminder here, and also had a day off yesterday for in bulk, just to kind of not have to log in. Kind of feels pointless having a day off in the middle of lockdown, but sometimes it's nice to not have to log on and just have a long weekend. And I've also started some new subscriptions on my phone this month, so I've put here when they're due to renew down here, because I'm not sure if I do want to keep them up. So I do find this little bit actually quite useful, because sometimes you don't really want to write in all the squares, and this is more kind of for information, especially if something gets cancelled. I am one of those people that don't like to cross things off. I'd rather just remove a sticker and it disappear. So that's February, but I guess I'll come back to that at the end of February. This is what January looked like, so probably much the same. I can't see we'll be able to go out anytime soon. So that's that. What have I started here? I've started my trackers. Really not enjoying the decoration I've done here. I'm probably going to redo these pages quite soon. But yeah, I read 2 books so far, which is probably not a lot for readers to be read. Just a few little positives here from January. and nothing for fitness. I've actually been quite injured this month, so I've not really been able to do as much as I would normally. But I did try a bar class, so that was fun. What I have been doing is a lot of TV and movies. I've listed down here the series that I've watched, and here are the movies that I've watched. So yes, a lot of TV watching. I've watched the Taylor Swift documentary, Discovery of Witches season 1 and 2, A Teacher, The Great, The Serpent, oh my gosh, and Bridgerton. So they're the series I've watched. And I've got on the back here a list of series that I do want to watch as well. I'm currently watching The Queen's Gambit, which I love. I suppose this is one positive of being home all the time now, is I can actually enjoy TV and movies more. When I was actually going to the office full time and going to the gym and doing other bits and pieces, I very rarely was able to just sit down and watch TV, and I am actually enjoying it. It's just fun to watch different things. So enjoying that, but I do hate the way this looks, so this will change soon. And yeah, I haven't really done any goals yet. I'm just going to keep that to the side for now. Although what I did do actually, what's this? Oh yes, my affirmations. Have not been looking at this as much as I meant to, so hoping that will change in February. So I did actually redo this sheet because this was just kind of ugly and more of the rough anyway. So I basically just rewrote that here. Don't know why that's still in there. So the front page here is just my resolutions. These are more kind of chunkier personal development style goals. And then on the back are the more kind of smaller goals that I can tick off throughout the year. So these are just things like, you know, 1 new meal a week, a couple of courses, read a certain amount of books. Sorry if it seems like I'm flying through this. I just figured I did cover this in my previous video, so I don't want to bore people by going over it all again. But if you enjoy that and you would like a full flip through every time I do a monthly roundup, then do let me know and I'll be more than happy to do that. I just don't know if you would like that. So that's that, personal, blah, blah, blah. The finance as well, I can show you how this has been working. So bills paid on this sheet. This is just for like the larger things that come out during the year. So this will be things like my service charge, ground rent. I had my boiler serviced last month, and yeah, the chunkier things. So I'll put like insurances on here. The bills that come out every single month, like utilities and TV and mortgage and things, I don't put them on here because they don't change. And I look after most of my finances on an Excel spreadsheet anyway. This is just to kind of look throughout the year as a quick roundup. What was this one? I couldn't show you this because this does have some personal information on it. Oh yeah, this sheet is for my donations that I make. I try to make a donation to a new organisation or person each month, and this is just me logging that. So that's the bills paid. The next one does show you a bit better how I'm going to be doing this. Hopefully you can see here the colours. So this sheet is called shopping, and what this will mean is just keeping track of how much I'm spending on groceries each week, stuff I buy for the home and petrol, and bits and bobs that I buy myself. So I've used this colour system here. Green is for groceries, purple is for home things like cleaning stuff, popping to Poundland and things. We all love a bit of Poundland here in the UK. And blue is petrol, and the pink is going to be stuff that I spend my personal pocket money on. So that will be things like, I mean this was for Amazon, but it will be like clothes shopping, when I'm out and about with friends, which seems forever away, and things like that. So I just find that useful because this is going to be kind of a pointless column here anyway, because I can't pay with cash anymore, and I can just kind of see what I'm spending on what each month as a quick glance. And as the months go on here, I will highlight each month in a different colour just so I can see where the months are separated. So I imagine this will be quite a busy sheet. The others will probably just slowly fill up as we go. So that was just for January. But I'll give you another look just to see the colours. So there you go. Oh yes, and this was my nectar card here. I'm just going to keep an eye on how much I've got on my nectar card because it's a bit of a stingy store card really, and I'd like to see what I do this year. This is takeaways, so this will just be food deliveries and if I'm out and about and grab lunch or coffee. So yeah, just trying to keep this down to a minimum. So the next section is my diary. Ah yes, I kept this in here because I wanted to show you something. Originally I had written out here what food is in season every season, and I put this at the beginning of those seasons. As you can see, it says winter, spring, summer and autumn. But I was watching some fellow Filofax YouTubers recently, and I got very inspired one day watching Plans Meets Papers videos. She does the Fly Lady cleaning method for her home. And what I decided to do was actually take all this, my food stuff, out, incorporate it with the Fly Lady routines, and pop it all into my very, very old Finchley. For months I did not know what I was going to do with my old Filofax because it's just not big enough for my daily stuff. But of course, huge sentimental value, and I didn't want to just not use it, and I think I found something to use it for. So I will come back to this and show you what I've done with this. I'm just sort of eking it for now, but yeah, I just wanted to sort of keep them in there to remind me to show you. I've moved all the food prep stuff and my cleaning schedule stuff into here, so we don't need those anymore. But I will come back and show you a video of this one on its own because it's probably too much to just flip through now, but I'll just quickly show you. It's just, yeah, I'll come back to this. So back to the diary, the weeklies. I've got a week on 2 pages. So what I've tried to do is, well, this was a half week, it's not much point showing you that, is originally these spreads were going to be like, go crazy with the colour. In the end, I just thought it's going to look way too busy. So what I've done is just use one colour a week. And I've changed the way, I've changed the way I highlight certain things. So the daily things, the daily trackers, I've highlighted here as something to tick off. Workouts I underline. Just general stuff I've done are dots, and TV and movies are brackets, and then a couple of other different things. So just a quick flip through. At the top of the page, I kind of write in here a few things to keep in mind that week. These are mainly things that have come from tarot reading or things that I've read, just kind of something that to try and keep me inspired that week, to kind of keep going and keep positive, because it has been very difficult the beginning of this year with still being inside. I think I've been in lockdown here since, it was on and off for a little while, but since the end of November, so it's been a long time. But this has given me, I mean, I'm sure you'll understand, because if you're here watching this you'll get this anyway, but this little planner has kind of brought me so much joy each day, and it's really just helped me feel like I am actually doing things each day, and I am looking after myself, and I am working towards things, even though some days it can feel like I'm not doing anything. Kind of reminds me that I am. So as you can see, I don't really do a lot of decoration. It's quite simple, and that's how I'd like to keep it. But I try and do like a new theme each month. So I had originally, this was like a peach, and then this was blue with the cute little hibernation bears, and green. I will say I do pop down here what I eat for dinner that day. That won't be going in the other planner, because this is kind of like, it is a daily look back at the end of the day. So, but all like the planning for home and food will be in that planner, whereas the sort of stating what has happened will go in this one. So what have I been doing? Mostly just life admin, like looking after finances, housework, lots of Zoom workouts, and that's kind of it. It's been a bit quiet the last week because I did injure myself, so I wasn't able to do much of my physical activities. So yeah, this is the new week now. And yesterday was in bulk. I have had a couple of requests about how I go about planning my rituals. I am a newbie pagan, so it's all a bit new to me, but I will do another video, I promise. I keep saying it and I was putting it off because I was waiting for a proper camera stand up here before I started filming a lot more videos, because it was just kind of exhausting, the setup I was doing. And now it's here, I will be able to shoot more videos because it will be easier for me to set it all up. So do bear with, I really do plan on going through this, and also my tarot routines and the more holistic stuff like that, that will be coming. So that's it for now, I think. Was there anything else in here? No, I think that's it. So that's how it's been this month. I'm really enjoying this spread, and I'm gonna just keep up with this. And at the end of each month, obviously I'll go through this and show you what I've been doing and any other changes I've made. Oh, and I'll explain what I am actually tracking each day. So these here are for meditation, vitamins, tracking my food, and reading. I ideally would like to read at least 20 minutes a day. I don't know why I'm struggling with this at the moment, but I think it's because I'm finding it quite hard to just sit down and focus on one thing at a time. My brain is just, I think, not working properly with the lack of social stimulation. But yeah, that's what I'd kind of like to track every day. I don't have a separate tracking sheet because I just feel like it's just another sheet to have when I can have it on here, and this is the page that I leave it open on during the day most days, unless I have got something that I need to like actually have a proper list for that I might put at the back. So I've got this little to-do list here that sometimes I'll make use of. But otherwise, yeah, I just do this every day. Sometimes I won't do it at all because I kind of fancy a day off of all my routines. So I'll prep this the night before, just before bed, and the next day obviously tick it off. But again, kind of like with the tracking sheet, I don't hold myself prisoner to this. Sometimes I might just not be in the mood, or I get really busy that day, or you know, anything can happen. So I don't force myself to do these things, but they're just an ideal to kind of keep myself on track and keep my routines going, because I feel like my routines at the moment are a real big anchor to kind of get through each day and to feel productive and like I'm achieving something. So I hope that helps. Yeah, this is this week. And oh yes, I decorated next week as well, ready to go. Got a little Valentine's heart here. I tend to only do like 2 weeks at a time, so I don't think really plan with me videos are going to be helpful as a standalone thing, but I did video this and I'll pop it at the end of this video just for something to look at if you want to at the end of the video. And what I've also decided is I'm not going to put great detail of my work stuff in this planner. I have, for example, here just noted down meetings that I do need to be aware of. And last week, for example, I had a course, so I wrote those times down here just so that I do know when I open up in the morning I don't have to log in straight away to check my work diary. I can just have a quick look at what times I need to make sure I'm around for. So a little meeting notes, but other than that, I'm not really putting in anything else because I do most of my work stuff on Outlook anyway. That's how I plan my things at work. Although I do put in like if I've had a catch up and things. Okay, so I think that's enough rambling I want to put upon your ears. Hope you enjoyed the quick flick through. Let me know obviously if you'd like anything a bit more in depth, or if at the end of the month when I do a quick roundup you would like a full flick through again, or if you just want the quick kind of getting through what's happened. So that's where we are. I hope everyone else that's got a new planner this year is also really enjoying it. Like I've already mentioned, it's bringing me a lot of kind of peace at the moment. It's something to sit down and recenter with during the day. In the morning it just kind of makes me feel like I'm setting up for a purpose, and it's nice to wind down in the evening and sort of check off what I've done and fill in what I've kind of done that day. I find like it's just really helpful. I don't know if the level of detail, particularly for example here, will continue if, you know, we sort of, as we come out of lockdown and I get a bit busier outside of work and home, but for now it's just making me very happy, and I'm very glad that I've come back to the Filofax. I just really enjoy the process. And also I will do another video to go through what I've done with the Finchley. These kind of sit on a nice little box on my desk at the end of the day, ready for me to come into in the morning and open up. So I guess that's it for today. We'll be back much more frequently now. I'm able to set up quicker to film. So thanks for bearing with. And I hope that you all have a lovely February. And keep positive. Thank you for watching my videos, and looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye.